What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Andy's face did not like it. How did you feel about it, Mike?
I give it a 3 out of 20.
Okay, all right. It's fine. Not everyone's a winner.
I could have given myself a 3 out of 10, but I did not deserve it.
What I love is that you knew it, and
I was waiting for the thumbs, like, okay, 3, oh, no, out of, okay, is this 5, 10?
And I say not everyone's a winner, but traditionally, Mike's are all winners, so this was very disappointing as a whole.
Really, then that just means everyone else is a winner. Like, we are winners for having heard how bad you just were.
No one will ever hear that.
I was going to say, unfortunately, this is a podcast, which means that there's no editing.
Oh,
so
it's been edited. It's just going to be a video of my mouth moving up and down.
Welcome into the Spitballers Podcast, episode 52. Or at least that's what this piece of paper tells me.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Al, is that Al? We're good?
It's
Al?
correct. Yep.
Okay.
Albert Borland, thank you for being here. Andy, Mike, and Jason back again. Twitter, at SpitballersPod. Send in your questions, your would-you-rathers, your great questions, your life advice inquiries, your what-would-you-dos, your situation rooms, whatever you want to hear on the show, send it in. You can find us on the web, spitballerspod.com, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You can watch it, youtube.com/spitballers. If you want to learn how not to scat, that would be one way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Today we have a review.
Reviewosaurus Rex.
This one comes in from J.W. Dillman. 5 stars, leads to bucket list achievement. These buffoons are some of the wittiest and nonsensical deep thinkers around. Their gems of insight and deduction also get my mind stirring.
Yes.
So much so
Yes.
that I had to ask a question that needed their advice, and to my surprise, they answered it. It was for sure a bucket list achievement that I will always feel proud of. Even though their advice got me nowhere, the effort was much appreciated. Best comedy podcast, 3 thumbs up. Thank you, J.W. Dillman.
Wow. Thank you. I think that was mostly complimentary.
That's 100% complimentary.
I am just in deep contemplation of, by the time this show is done, the pantheon of deep thinkers
Oh, my gosh.
throughout history.
Oh, my gosh.
I
I never thought about it in the
Socrates.
historical context.
Plato.
Socrates, yeah. We'll be in that same group. That's what you're
Socrates.
saying? Well, somebody will
The
assemble
Spitballers.
the Encyclopedia of Spit.
Sir Isaac Newton.
Borland, you pointed out this morning, one of my inventions actually exists. Is that true? One of my show inventions?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago you described a device that sanitizes your phone through the night while charging, and one of our listeners pointed out that that's a real thing. It was on Shark Tank, and it is called phone soap.
Yeah, I looked it up. I looked into it. I was pretty excited about that till I noticed it wasn't good enough. Mine was a wireless charger. That one's not a wireless charger.
You gotta
Did
plug it in?
Did you notice that?
Was this the 90s?
I did notice that, yeah. But it also was
I-
on Shark Tank in, I think, 2015.
All right. Well, whatever.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Hold on.
I do watch Shark Tank.
This was on Shark Tank?
Yeah, and it was funded by Lori.
Yeah, he's seen it.
That means that Andy definitely saw it.
Oh, this is just...
And he's
this is-
ripping them off.
Oh, just stealing them. What other invention do you have from Shark Tank, Andy?
You ever heard of the Scrub Daddy?
No.
The Scrub Papa?
Please tell me more.
Let me search most famous Shark
This went
Tank.
from a victory lap to an insult as fast as anything has ever done that. We need to get into the show, Jason. I would love to continue bashing me.
That's a great question.
I do love that show. Shark Tank is great.
It's so good.
It's a great source of invention ideas. If you can get out and patent them before they do, oh my gosh. There's got to be somebody out there who's trying, who watches Shark Tank just to try to get to find the way to patent it before the people that are on there, because patents are expensive, and there's all sorts of patents. There's design patents, and there's different styles of patents. There's somebody out there. So there's some patent shark watching the show to try to.
A patent troll is a real thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
You don't think they would be like part of the show? Like one of the producers that sees it well before it
Wait a
airs.
minute.
Oh, all the applicants.
Yes.
Somebody just reads all the applications.
This is a good one. You're not getting on the show.
That's right.
It's just Mark Cuban.
Oh my gosh. No
I think
wonder
we
he's-
figured out how he got his money.
All right, Blake says he wrote into the show. He has a great question. He says, if you are walking into a restaurant and hold the door open for someone behind you, who gets to put their name down first on the waiting list? Oh, I've been in this situation so many times.
I remember a situation where the three of us went to lunch at a Cracker Barrel. Okay, and now if
Sounds
you're,
plausible so far.
if you're unfamiliar with Cracker Barrel, one, it's delicious.
One, you're not old.
Two,
Two,
it's
it has a huge store in the front.
It's got a huge store in the front. Three, it's made for 80 and up, but they allow all ages in.
Correct.
It's so delicious.
So we
Home
got there.
cooking.
We got there, and as we arrived, there was an elderly gentleman arriving simultaneously, and
Sounds
Andy,
like Cracker Barrel.
Right, and Andy opened the door and let him in. It was very kind. And so now we were stuck behind this guy, and there's this whole store
To walk
before
through.
you get to the line, but we're like behind him, and he's very slowly getting up there. Then he puts in his first. He was just solo. He gets a table, and for some reason, that was the last table. We were waiting there for like 12 minutes, uncharacteristically at lunch. Do you guys remember this at all?
I don't remember this, but shame on us. How did we not send? I mean, it's a maze.
Right.
It is a labyrinth walking through.
You're saying we should have passed him.
Someone should have taken a left turn at Albuquerque, and we could have definitely beat this old man to the front.
I have a couple thoughts here. Number one, it's tough because you have to put the onus on that person to respect what's taking place.
Right. Yes.
They should be like, oh, you opened the door for me, but you were still here first. You're extra nice. You go first, which I've traditionally done. If that's happened for me, I'm like, oh, you go ahead. You were here first.
Of course you
Right.
do.
Because you're not a monster.
Society is full of monsters. And it also makes me think about, there are many restaurants in that situation. I think we have an Olive Garden out here that's like this, where you've got the double door situation. So you've got two sets. There's that vestibule in between two sets of double doors. And the right arrangement there is that you open the door, they go through, they open the door, you go through, and the order is restored. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're
Yes.
saying.
You open for them, they open for you, the order is correct.
But the reality is, if you're opening for someone who would, in fact, steal your place in line, they're not opening that second door for you. So you're taking the gamble up front.
Correct.
They're just going right in. And
Those
then
people would definitely let themselves
They
into
just
the
stand
second
there
door.
staring at you.
They'll be the person that's faking the ankle injury to get you to open the door. And then as soon as you open that door, they're just
Or
they walk
gotta
through.
tie their shoe real quick.
I like how Mike says they're just waiting for you
Yes.
to open the second door for them.
Right. They
At
just-
which point you know they're a monster.
Now, that area. What is that area for?
Normally there are cities in the world.
Is that a cold weather thing?
Yeah, there are other cities that have
dumb.
weather.
It's the
And
actual.
so
it's the
it's a
actual
buffer.
invention that Andy's air maze was trying to be. It's just a compartment to not let all the air in or out.
You don't want a bunch of cold air rushing in and disrupting the quilts and things for sale inside of the Cracker Barrel.
I see.
Now, I will add a caveat to this as we answer the question. Sometimes it's not a one-to-one situation. Sometimes it's you, like it's been me and my wife, and we open the door for like a family of 6.
Oh,
And then
no.
if they don't let you go, you are in trouble.
Well,
It's wrong.
in that particular instance, as long as this is not a party of 6, or it's like these are grown.
No. This applies to walk-up food places.
But no, I'm saying,
Like-
is this a family? Is this
No, I know what you're saying, because you're saying if it's a family of 6, they'll get seated at a 6 table. You're fine. You're a 2 table. What I'm saying is this happens at the Chipotle. This happens at the Wendy's. So you let that 6 group in. That's 6 separate orders in a line in front of you.
Yeah.
And
now that you're talking about the Chipotle, you're just a horrific human being.
it's
if
objectively
you take
wrong.
that.
It's
You should
objectively
be locked up. No exaggeration.
I was trying to be nice for the person who shows up with their 4 children. If you're there with just the spouse, or you're on your nice hot Friday night date, then let the family go. We've all been there. That your children are. Oh my goodness, 4 children in a Cracker Barrel.
Al Borland, can you get us a list of, because I don't know them, our local senators and congressmen, because this should be illegal. It should be like,
Yes.
I want to open the door for you. I want to be respectful. But having this conversation, I realize, like, the next time I get to a restaurant, I'm not playing this game because it's not illegal.
Restaurants should be having their own employees
Darn right
open
they
the
should.
doors for you to solve this problem.
And welcome you like a king.
Yeah,
I will not lie.
Your Highness.
If I am walking towards the doors, maybe you guys perhaps have not noticed this, but when we go as a group, if I see someone else walking towards the door, I will increase my speed.
I will increase my
I
speed,
will get
too.
to that
Yeah.
door
Yeah,
first,
I'm a
and I will
selfish son of
open
a
the
gun.
door for you guys.
Is there
because then it covers it where I look, oh, I'm just a nice guy opening up the door because our group is still getting in first.
Is there any situation,
Oh.
someone opens the door for you and your family,
Uh-huh.
and you go in and it's packed. There's a waiting list for all who enter. Would that be like, okay, he let me go first.
I'll sneak on the list.
I'll just get on the list. He's going to be on the list
No.
and let the chips fall.
Let the chips fall in order of the list, Jason.
But then they fall in my order. Is there any world where you would walk in and feel like, I'm going to accept being first?
Oh, because the lines are so long, you're like,
I don't want to wait an extra. I feel like I think in my mind there's shades of I've done this.
I know what you do there.
No,
100%.
Jason.
What you do is one spouse goes and puts the name on the list. The other spouse apologizes and said, "Oh, I didn't realize that she was putting the name. It's too late." They're like, "No big deal.
And that's
It's too late. We can't possibly. We could not possibly go.
Can't circumvent the list, Mike. It's a one-time thing. They chisel that thing. They chisel. All right. Next question.
No.
I think we've exhausted that
Yes.
one. Eric says, "I have a coworker
Eric.
with a tendency for telling extravagant and obvious lies about their life experience on a daily basis. Do I have any obligation to call them on their bluffs, or can I allow this to continue for endless entertainment?"
wow. So just extravagant and obvious lies about their life on the reg. I mean,
There are lots of people like this.
I had a friend like this when I was younger.
see, I was going to say, I know kids that are like this.
Yeah, and well, we weren't kids. I mean, we were definitely in the teenage years, and it was
Exhausting?
It was borderline insufferable. Where I mean, everyone knew this was not. Like, no one was fooled by the charade of this character.
Did you just say charade?
I did.
Okay. All right. That fits with your Socrates. Go on.
Look, and we all knew that this person was just
A bold-faced liar?
like just a big time liar, and
Was it exaggerations? Was it like,
it was everything. It was exaggerations.
so if they're driving a
It's-
Mercury Sable, do they tell you they have a Ferrari? I
It's-
mean, how bad was this?
Well, there was someone who brought in. Are you familiar with the rock group's Silver Dust? Is that their name? Does that sound like a?
If we're not
Something
familiar,
like-
we will not
Well,
be able to confirm
whatever.
that.
Silver dust.
I don't know. Whatever.
Sounds like it should be a rock name.
I'll look
You
it
want
up.
to start a band, Jason?
Seven Dust.
Oh, yeah.
Seven Dust. And they brought in this record, and hoping that no one had ever heard of Seven Dust, tried to claim that it was in fact
Oh, no.
their band.
No!
Yes.
What?
Yes, and stood by this for a very, very long time.
And everyone around them knew that it was not them?
Yes.
That's rough, man.
That's the level that we were dealing with, where it's
But that's entertaining,
No, this was
too.
not a joke.
No.
This wasn't like,
No.
no, seriously,
no.
guys.
This was a person saying, like, testing the water. Could I possibly get away with this?
This is
Oh,
the
my
lead singer of
word.
Seven Dust we're talking about.
I mean,
Turns out it was his band.
here's the thing that people need to realize. Look, with the amount of people that listen to the show, some of you listening are these people.
Yeah, stop.
Everyone around you knows you're like you are not fooling anyone.
Now, I have a past with somebody who always has the good idea that you had. They had it earlier.
Oh, yeah.
So
Do tell.
Oh,
So basically, if you're in a big work meeting and somebody comes up with a good idea to move forward,
oh yeah, I had that same thought.
they always say, yeah, I had that same thought.
Always.
Always.
Every
Time.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah. It was oh yeah, I thought about that before.
Now let me make
So
sure.
they want partial credit for the idea
That is not there.
that is not there.
This is not me.
This is not you.
No, this is
Okay,
not you.
excellent.
But it's how do you disprove that one?
right. You
Other than
can't-
the fact that this guy's had so many unmentioned ideas.
You disprove it.
the problem is really, why have you not brought this up before?
Yeah, you are the worst.
They were just about to.
Yeah.
You have no idea the coincidence of timing.
Well, and the trouble is a lot of times it would come in a corrective situation. So they'd be doing work. You would then correct their work and say, oh, you actually need to fix this, this, and this. And they go, oh, yeah, I was thinking about doing that.
you should have just done it.
So
look,
it eventually just became funny. And as long as another person's in on the joke,
yes.
then you share in it because you share a glance.
Yes.
When they say the line, have you heard my new single? And then you and your friend, they share a glance?
I mean, you just feel like you're in the office then.
Yes.
You need a camera to look at.
Yes, 100%. That's and
That
it
would
was
be
my
great.
camera. I was in this camera, for sure. So here's the thing. So the question here from Eric is: do I have an obligation to call their bluff, or do I allow this to continue for entertainment? I think we as a society need to call the bluff.
I don't agree.
You think you go along with?
my-
Oh, really? Can you get me tickets
You
to
wanna
your
know
next
why?
Seven Dust performance?
Here's why you go along with it.
Tickets,
Here's why
backstage passes, dude.
Here's why I go along with it. And I don't want to say names, but there's a family member that I have that
Is my wife?
no, it's not my wife, but distant family member. But look, if somebody cares so much about being important and making up an extravagant lie, to me, I feel like they got nothing else to live for. So just give them it. Just give them the lie. Just give them that moment. The know-it-all that always has an insight about whatever topic you're dealing with. They're jumping in because this is their purpose in life. I feel bad breaking them down to their roots.
See, here's the problem, though. Like, I have hope. I have hope that they can get over the need to have lies make them feel special. Because, like we already established,
Fair point.
like, no one around them believes.
Right.
No one around you believes.
So you're just the butt of a joke
You're
that
the
you
butt
don't
of a
know.
joke,
You're
but
telling.
If you can overcome that, you can be what's known as a regular person.
Yeah.
The problem is that this person,
Truth teller.
perhaps they don't know, one, that they're the butt of the joke. Two, they don't then realize that this has it reaches into other parts of their life where now it doesn't matter what this person says. I don't believe you because you're now just you're
Oh,
the
boy,
liar.
who cried wolf.
Exactly. So I feel like someone does need to sit down and say, look, your stories, I'm not calling you a liar. They just
But I already own that album.
they sound very hard to believe.
Yeah.
And it makes it very hard for me to believe anything else
Yeah.
you say.
Yeah. Now you got a serious answer.
See, I think if you sit them down and say
Similar to April Fool's Day.
no, that's excellent. April Fool's Day is great. Don't take that away
Jason
from me.
likes
Mike.
to be this person one day a year.
One day a year, you give me that. No, I think you sit them down and you say, look, I love your stories, but we all know that they're made up. Everyone.
Yes.
Everyone knows they're made up.
So be mindful of the fact we're laughing at you.
Exactly. But you can change.
See, Mike, April Fool's Day is the proverbial purge
Right.
for these moments. If you would embrace April Fool's Day as the one day a year these people could get it out of their system, the world will be a better place. This is your fault. That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
Exactly right.
Would you rather?
Did you just stop my rebuttal with the drop?
You're darn right I did.
That's an abuse of sound drop powers.
The best part of having control over the hosting thing is that I can make a point and move on. It's just it really itches my
And
own personal problems of
you
control.
are a dummy. Beep bop babbity boop bop doop bop.
I'm sorry, Mike. We're moving on. Would you rather Luis has a question. He says, would you rather always be stuck in the slowest moving line no matter what you do, or always be the reason why the line got so backed up for everyone else?
This is a Jason Moore special.
It is. It is, because it's very confrontational.
Well, so the first point of clarity, this means that it's not slowed down for me, right? Like, I slowed it down for other people, but if I'm the person
as the one in line,
right?
Yes,
I'm okay because I didn't have to wait in the line.
It's a regular line.
I just created the line.
Yes,
this is also called having children and ordering in a line, because if I go to a walk-up restaurant like a Panera Bread, okay, you have to make your decisions on the fly in that line, and if you walk in, it just takes way too much time. I got 3 kids. They change their opinion every 2 seconds, and then the line builds up behind you, and you are feeling the pressure of getting the order in and just get whatever, man.
See, I feel
They'll
like
all have hot dogs.
Let's say you're in a drive-thru.
At Panera Bread.
We've all been there. You're whatever. You go through a Jack in the Box. You order 2 tacos. I got nothing. I got the smallest order ever. You get to the window, and the minutes start going by. And the line starts getting big behind you. And you're like, I didn't do this. This isn't, I didn't order. Wait till you like, I think in my head, I feel the heck out of that. And I'm like, I hope they're looking when I get my bag. I hope, like, they're going to see.
About that?
They're going to see. I just got a tiny little bag. This is not
is
my
that
fault.
Better? Hold on.
I want them to know I didn't come through and order $150.
You can order whatever you want. It's a drive-thru.
No, because when I'm in the drive-thru and I'm backed up for like 10 minutes, I'm staring at that. I can't wait to see how many bags they got, because they should have gone in if they're doing, and then they get 1 bag,
They
and
should
2
have
bags,
gone in?
and
Should've
3
gone
bags.
in?
They should have never came here. This is my Taco Bell. You get out of this line. So I'm angry in both situations.
Are
here.
you looking at it as the like 15 items or less line at the
I
supermarket?
was just gonna say that.
It's called fast food. Not catering your party food, fast food. I want to get in and out of my line.
It's not the catering drive-through line.
Yes, catering.
So wait, if you have a
comes to
big order, you should go in?
No, you should order, and they deliver. Everybody delivers now. Postmates or Uber.
Wow, I had no idea there were people like you in these lines before or after me, thinking about what bags I'm getting.
Are you kidding me?
I
Am
had
I the
no
only one
idea.
who's had these thoughts?
No, you are definitely not. I have done the stare ahead at why is this car taking so long, and then seeing the multiple bags. But I don't know what's worse, is if they're sitting there forever and a tiny little bag comes out, or if a bunch of big bags come out.
I guess this is really just insightful towards my anger, because I need someone to blame. And so I'm either going to blame the restaurant or that vehicle.
Well,
right.
that's just
And you'd
humans.
rather blame the vehicle person.
I think I would rather blame
The
the
anonymous
vehicle
vehicle person.
Because if it's not, let's say they get a small bag, well, how long am I going to be waiting there?
Now, then it's the
It's the
restaurant's
same
fault.
restaurant
So if
that
it's a
I've
small
gotta
bag
deal with.
restaurant, big bag, your fault.
Exactly.
If you're in a grocery store, do you wave in front of you the guy with like 2 things if
Always.
you've got the full cart?
Always.
Yeah, I do that.
100%.
So you can't do
always.
that in the
the
drive-through
drive-thru
line. Like, you pull up on the curb. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, but they do that now at like some places. When you get a big order, I need you to pull ahead to spot 2 or whatever.
No, the funny thing about the pull ahead, which I've experienced as a fast food connoisseur, it's almost always related to the grilled chicken. If you order the actual healthy, whatever, air quotes, healthy item, they're like, excuse me, sir, I'm going to need you to pull ahead.
We got to go make that from scratch. We don't keep that one on hand. People don't get that one.
You dummy.
Here's the thing. I am just profoundly impatient. I think I'd rather have the blame and the quick food than I would be in
Right.
that slow line every single time, because then I would just be creating scenarios in which I hurt the people in front of me of the line, or like, how do I get to the front? Like, I don't want to be waiting forever. I'd rather take the blame.
Would you ever get used to it, Jason? Do you think you'd build a callus up, or would you feel the shame and pain every time?
I mean, I don't know if stress calluses are a thing, because think about people that deal with stress. the more stress they get does not then teach them how okay stress is.
Right.
And this is really a stress versus anger question. Do I want the stress of feeling the pressure from everybody behind me, or do I want the anger of hating the humans in front of me? I don't like either. I'm not proud to admit that, this is inside, but I think I'm going to take the stress because at the very least I get minutes back on my life and I'm out of there. You suckers are waiting.
I have already read this next question, and it made me smile. James says, would you rather have permanent Cheeto fingers or a permanent Kool-Aid mustache? I guess you had not seen that.
No, I had not
But I'm
seen
just
that.
picturing, like, the Kool-Aid mustache on the kid is so adorable, but yet, like, puts that kid in a category of ridicule instantly.
But the grown-up with
the
the Kool-Aid
grown-up with the Kool-Aid
mustache
mask-
is a little worse.
that's just ridiculous.
But it's practically speaking so much better. Like
Then the Cheeto fingers,
the
which
Cheeto
are so
fingers.
impractical.
Now you got a Cheeto laptop.
Oh.
Now you got a Cheeto couch.
But if-
now you got a Cheeto controllers on your video game.
But you can hide them. You can put them in your pocket. You can't put that Kool-Aid mustache away.
Right.
How do you get taken seriously? Yeah, I'd like to apply for a home loan today. Okay, Mr. Kool-Aid.
Every show we
You
do.
going to make your bills?
Why so serious?
No. Yeah.
Every show we do, we're trying to. We've got all this analysis we've put
Oh,
together
yeah.
for our fantasy footballers show, and all this data, and nobody can take you serious because, like, dude, you
got a red mustache.
you've got a giant red mustache. You're clearly an idiot.
Yeah, there's no way to take a person. You would never. If you're single and you've got that Kool-Aid mustache, you are single forever.
You're
Although
single.
if you are single and you've got Cheeto fingers all the time, you are also single forever.
Yeah, I think the problems could be overlapped to both.
Although
of
there
these.
could be a real big Cheeto fan out there that wants to.
Oh
Now
no!
I will.
Oh, no.
You're married for one reason.
It ain't easy.
Here's
Cheesy.
no, it ain't. Here's the-
It's just cheesy.
There is actually a benefit. Like there's negatives
There's a
to both.
benefit?
There's a benefit to having Cheeto fingers. Absolutely.
What, like a snack?
You just
It's
licking
licking
the Cheeto fingers?
If I've always got Cheeto fingers, and
Oh.
it's like right this second.
Oh, no!
That would have been great. That would have been great. Instead, I just tasted a
Yes,
finger.
you licked your finger on the show. That was great.
I was checking, and it was worthless. But
Oh.
if that was covered in Cheeto dust,
I'm surprised that
here, try.
I'm guessing. No, gross. Your finger probably tastes like Cheetos right
I
now,
feel like
didn't it?
Cheeto dust fingers
Oh.
are going to constantly be covered in saliva, apparently by Jason. I mean, it's just
They will color too. They'll discolor. They'll become
they'll
orange.
be orange, but I mean, you're going to start picking up dust.
I want to know what Borland wants
and
in this situation.
nastiness.
Borland, you want to weigh in?
I'd have to go with the Kool-Aid mustache, I think.
I tend to agree.
I think we all would have to
Oh.
pick that because practically speaking,
Yeah.
you can't have anything nice.
I just
You
go,
can't have any white shirts.
just go to a wedding or a funeral with a Kool-Aid mustache.
a
That
funeral.
guy- Oh,
Oh, walking in, it's so disrespectful.
so disrespectful.
As opposed to the Cheeto fingers. Like, oh, I'm here.
you can wear gloves though.
Not,
Hold on,
not in
hold
Arizona.
Well, you can wear like leather gloves.
No gloves and no growing out your real mustache to cover these up.
What if you,
I
when
see.
you what if you can grow a real mustache, but the mustache is basically stained, dyed with the Kool-Aid? I mean, it's just you've now got a red mustache with extra on your cheek.
You just look like a clown.
You look like Antonio Brown.
Oh, with the blonde
With the
mustache.
blonde
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with the Kool-Aid mustache. I think we all will. One more before our draft. Alex says, would you rather breathe fire when you get angry
Oh.
or shoot ice out of your hands like Elsa when you get scared?
Oh man, I mean,
So just being scared, you shoot that. So this is, Borland, this is like an uncontrollable, you
It's
get
a
scared, you're
reflex.
firing this out, and then the town's against you like in Frozen.
so
Correct.
Here's so my problem is really really simple. It's just that like one of these is awesome. I want it, but all of a sudden now I'm a murderer, which is, I mean, when I'm angry, let's go back to that drive line and that car in front of me. is taking 12 minutes. I got places to be. I'm so angry. Well, now their truck's on fire, which is awesome. But now it's exploded. They've died. That is awful. So what do I do here? I mean, because there are moments in my life where I desire to have dragon breath.
Yeah.
That I can just roast whatever thing is making me angry. And I that could be an advantage, right? I mean, I'm an Olympian and I get really angry because I'm losing a race, and now I run through
Hold on.
the charred
Remains
opponents.
of your opponents?
And I'm the
How in the world would
I'm
you make an
first
Olympic
place.
connection here?
The Olympic judges allow that.
What are they gonna do? How is that? That's not in the rule book.
Disqualify you for being a murderer.
Yeah, that's the weirdest outcome you could ever get from breathing fire.
I mean, the only advantage I can see is if you were the conductor of a choo-choo train, and you're like, oh crap, we need to go faster.
I'm so angry at how slow we're going.
Mike made the connect. I was thinking of flame broiling up some Whoppers. I mean,
These patties are frozen again.
it's just we've seen so many of these superheroes that can't control their anger, and when their anger takes over, they become the Hulk or whatever. And can you control that better than being scared? I mean, I don't feel like I'm scared very often in life. Like avoid a few things.
Oh man,
Jason thought of something.
My wife would get the comeuppance she
Yeah.
deserves for scaring me around every corner.
Well, no one's going to do that if you're going to turn them into an ice cube.
Exactly, Andy. Exactly. I can live a better life because after she gets frozen a few times, because I'm going to come around the corner, she scares the tar out of me.
Well,
and I go,
But then don't you get angry after that?
But I don't have both. I'm saying if I chose the
I want
ice.
to clarify. You are not shooting out like you freezing things around you. You are shooting out ice.
So I'm just shooting
So
ice
you
at
are
her?
shooting icicles. Have you seen Frozen?
Yeah, it's piercing.
When she gets scared and the glove gets ripped off, I mean, you're talking very dangerous ice.
The rated R version is bloody.
I was not seeing it that way. I was just seeing like, oh, she's frozen. Now I can walk away. I'm not afraid.
Nah, she's dead, man.
Shoot. So basically, either way I'm killing people, I'm going to do it with my rage then.
Yeah.
Give me that anger fire.
Okay, let's draft.
Just don't.
The Spitballers Draft.
How does it feel, Jason?
It feels bad. It feels real bad.
Oh, man. I really wanted to hear what you had to say.
Too bad we have to move on.
What are we drafting today, Borland?
We are drafting the best recess games.
So this
Yes.
is, you're trying to take me back to a time long ago?
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And who's drafting first today?
I am.
Okay.
And he's really we talked about this beforehand.
Yes.
He's like, "Oh, thank goodness I've got the first pick." And I'm thinking, "What? Like there's no 101. Is there
There is to me.
101 to you?"
No, I don't even remember what
Hold
I
on.
did at recess.
I'm going to write something down because there was something that was the clear 101 for
There is a king of the schoolyard. It's a game that is
Do kids even get recess anymore?
Oh yeah.
barely. My kids get like 15 minutes. It's
My
ridiculous.
kids get tons of recess time.
Yeah, my kids don't get a lot.
I think they get like 2 hours.
I think you need. I think you need to check in with your children. They're not. They're not getting 2 hours.
Yeah. But they get like 30 minutes before school. Then they get
Oh, you
like an
get
hour
before
at
school?
lunch. They get like an hour lunchtime recess. Maybe that's it. So that's like an hour and a half.
Counting before school recess time.
Are you out playing on the recess field?
If you get there,
Well, I'm a good parent. I drop them off with 30 minutes to play to start their day.
well,
See, my kids hate it if I drop them off that early. They hate it. They're like, please don't make me do that. All
right.
So, Mike, you've got the 101, and you feel like you know what you want to do at recess.
It's the king of all recess games. In my opinion, I'm taking dodgeball.
Okay.
Ah,
All right.
Okay.
I mean, dodgeball is the best.
Dodgeball's a fun game.
I feel like they don't let kids play that. Do they let kids play that?
probably not anymore, but you can still play it.
Okay.
Around.
So
Mike's-
dodgeball was the jam for you when you played.
Yes,
They didn't let me play it 20 years ago.
Oh, dodgeball is the best.
Okay.
And when you go to Sky Zone,
Oh, yes,
Oh,
for
my
sure.
goodness.
I just haven't done
go
playground
to
recess at Sky Zone.
Yeah, I haven't done one of those either.
My kids do their recess at the school.
Yeah, mine are both at
you
the,
guys haven't been to recess in a while.
where they where they don't allow dodgeball. So,
Yeah, they don't let anybody come pick the kids up, take them to Sky Zone.
no, for Mike's first pick, he got timeout. he got sent to the fence.
Well,
Stop throwing the ball at the other kids.
He runs
Mike.
out. Mike always ran out every day and just started. No kids were playing with him.
if
No,
we're
He was
going,
one-man dodgeball.
if we're going by these rules, then a lot of the games we played when we were kids are not allowed anymore.
I'm
You
sure
are-
that's true.
You are not wrong.
Well, so
You're up.
yeah, and this would be my first pick. I don't know that it's everybody's first, but it's definitely mine. This is true to the heart of Jason Moore growing up. I talk to my kids. Like, one of my kids is similar to me in the sense that, like, they don't like toys. They didn't like they just don't. They never got into action figures.
Yeah, I got a
You know,
kid like that.
I know,
Yeah.
Andy, you growing up, you had action figures.
I
and
loved them,
toys.
but my oldest does not.
Right, and so, like, I never, ever, ever had toys growing up. I had one toy. One, if you can call it a toy. It was a basketball. I brought it everywhere with me. By the time you got into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, popularity was made by one thing. It was basketball. Who's a good basketball player? Because we were in Arizona at the heyday of the Charles Barkley Phoenix
Right.
Suns. Basketball was king.
You're taking
here.
basketball.
100%. That's what I spent every recess from 5th grade through whenever recess stopped. I don't know when I did.
What I was amazed about as a kid is that we grew up in Arizona where it was 120 degrees outside, and as a child, you're somehow immune to the temperature. Like, recess was recess. I didn't even care if it was hot or not. We were probably all dying of dehydration. Nobody knew. So you're going basketball. Mike, you took dodgeball.
That's right.
So I've got back-to-back picks here. I'm going with tag.
That's classic. That would have been my next pick.
I'm going with tag. You can play it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a, not every recess field has a basketball court. I could play tag wherever I'm at.
It's one of the best parts of tag.
And I'm going to go with kickball.
That's a great pick.
Those are
Kickball
good.
was
I love kickball.
kickball is easy to play. Everybody could play. It was allowed. We were allowed to play kickball.
Wait, you were allowed to play kickball. Now,
Yeah.
how did you get somebody out when you were playing kickball?
Depends on the variation of the game, but I
you-
know what you're talking about.
You catch the ball when they
Okay,
kick.
so you
no,
did-
he's talking about there are some people that you have to.
You throw the ball.
You throw
at
the
them.
ball at them
So
in
your
kickball.
school allowed you to play kickball, but you weren't allowed to play dodgeball.
Unless you
true,
play
yes.
baseball rules. You just throw it to the second baseman and, they tag him.
This
Still
is
different.
actually kind of funny
you
because
don't have to throw the
no,
baseball at the
you,
kid.
you don't have to, but of course you did.
there was. I remember this now.
Of course you threw it at him.
You'd play it below the. Yeah, got hit him below the waist. That was the rule.
Sure,
yeah.
Yeah.
that's fine.
All right, so I'm
headshots.
taking tag and kickball for my 1-2 punch here at the end of the first round and the first pick of the second round, and I'm throwing it back to Jason.
Man.
And now the decisions start to get a little bit more interesting.
All right, so let me ask this. Can I pick playground? Like playing on the playground.
on
that
the play.
was,
Yeah,
Now,
the-
this is a Borland question because this is technically
because
recess
I would
games.
Right, because well, I mean that's when what activity are you doing when you go to recess?
yeah. That's
you're playing on the playground.
It's up to Borland
Yeah,
to
it's
me
up to-
because
it's up
he's
to
the one who
Borland.
put the draft rule in there,
I feel like a game.
and I
needs a
know
winner
that
and a
you will
loser.
try to
I'm
skirt
not
the
trying
rules
to skirt
regardless.
anything. I'm just thinking when I was on recess, what did
Right.
I do? I would play on the playground. Does this count, Al Borland?
No. We had originally had best recess activities, and in that case it would have counted, but we did narrow it down and say best recess games.
Wow, things have changed.
I
You're
feel like
lucky I don't have fire.
I feel like I could
because
help
you
you
would be
out.
roasted back there.
because I had a game that we played on the actual playground equipment.
Well,
I'm not going to say it right now, though.
I don't remember such games, so I'm going. I'm
Called
really
Stuff
tempted.
Your Friend in the Slide.
I'm really.
You ever
tempted.
play that?
All right, I'm gonna do it.
All right,
I'm gonna.
Fortnite.
I'm gonna start with the classics here because this is truly what I spent my recesses doing. I was in the field or I was on the court, so I'm gonna go football. If you're not playing basketball, you're playing. I'm gonna go with the sports because
Okay.
I'm a boy that
It's on
loves
my
playing
list.
sports.
You guys were allowed to play football.
Yeah, it was tag. It's basically tag football, two-hand touch.
We did play some football.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Football was actually not allowed at my elementary school. My son
because
could
you
play.
didn't throw the ball at the kids?
Yeah.
If you're not beaming them with the ball, you can't play.
Well, they said this is too safe.
Right.
Actually, too safe. All right, I have back-to-back picks. I don't know how this will go with the crowd, but it was my favorite game when I was in elementary school, and I will take tetherball.
Okay, it was on my list.
I wrote down.
It was weird, man. It got real popular
Yes.
at my school. People were all about the tetherball.
You talked about the king of basketball. Like, that was your popularity. In grade school where I went, it was how good are you at tetherball?
So here's something so I wrote this down beforehand. When you said you had your 101, it was the king of the school. I wrote down tetherball is for losers because I assumed you were going to take tetherball. But here's what happened. This was what happened in our school. When you were a young kid, tetherball was really cool. It was like king of the school. But as you got older, the kids that were still playing tetherball were like, they were those kids.
Well, I'll say that where it was different for me, I'm sure, is I went to a K through 6. So when you were a 6th grader, you could dominate everyone.
Sure.
When you were playing tetherball. And I would go into my literature class with my hand completely black and blue, because if you missed the soft part of the ball, the top of it is just made out of steel.
I was jealous of those that were very good at tetherball. I never played. One morning, I decided I was going to go play tetherball by myself because there were open tetherball.
That kid.
And I was going to go. I was going to go practice tetherball. I kid you not. Here's my one experience playing tetherball as a kid. I mustered the courage to walk over and start some practice. I got to practice.
Sure.
There's a huge spider on the tetherball. I hit it one time, saw the spider, ran away. That was the whole story.
Wow. He was that kid.
I was that
Boom.
kid. That was
away.
it. That was it. So, yeah, Mike, you took tetherball?
Yes. So
And what else?
All right.
I'm going to
I almost jumped ahead of you. I almost pulled an Andy.
I don't think I would have taken what you were going to pick, unless you were going to take the game that you can play on the blacktop. Let's say it's the rainy day. You are not allowed to go into the field. This game you can still play. I'm taking Foursquare.
That was, in fact.
Well, I'm out of recess games.
Don't worry, you got 2 to pick coming up real soon.
My gosh, yeah. Apparently
You're
I need
out?
to start. I don't.
Dude, my list is bottomless.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we took away activities. We have to have games now. I take the playground. No, I had 2 things on my list here. One of them was Foursquare. I probably would have taken that first because I do think it's more popular.
It's a great game.
It is a great game.
Now, when I played Foursquare, or at least once I got to be older, did you guys ever have the thing where whoever was in the service square, you got to make up the rules?
Sometimes, yeah, I played that way. I mean, that wasn't.
I tried
always,
to play
but-
Foursquare once. There was a huge spider. I went running. I went running away. All right, Jason, you're up.
So I'm going to take the other one that was written down. It should have been illegal at all schools because people got injured all the time.
Punch out.
Punch out. But it was a blast, and I actually loved it because
Quarters.
No, oh mercy.
Did you play quarters?
Yes,
Yeah, I
where
played-
you put the knuckles and
Yes.
you get a lot of blood.
Yeah.
A lot of
You want to
blood
know
in
how I
quarters.
got these scars? Quarters.
No, but I actually love this game. Like, it is really fun. I was very good at it because I was not afraid of just smashing through people. Red Rover.
Oh, it's on my list.
Send Jason right over.
There's no way that Red Rover is allowed anymore.
Could
No
not
way.
possibly
Breaking
be
arms.
allowed.
No way.
You're breaking arms. If they don't let go, they're coming together and smashing just a Red Rover sandwich.
Ah, the 90s.
Oh.
Playing Red Rover.
All right, so give me your teams real quick so I understand what I'm up against.
I got dodgeball, tetherball, and Foursquare.
I have basketball, football, and Red Rover.
All right. And I've got what?
You have tag and kickball so
Tag
far.
and kickball.
It's a good combo.
I'm gonna throw this one out of left field. I don't care if you don't like it or you don't remember it, but I'm going with Pogs.
Okay.
I am drafting the one summer craze that was Pogs. Do you remember these, Borland?
Oh yeah, gambling at school. It's the best.
Gambling at school with your Pogs. Somebody decided that they could sell little paper
Slammers?
slam. Oh,
No,
well,
the
those were
slammers were
metal.
metal.
But I mean, somebody made a lot of money selling Pogs for a couple summers in Arizona. They eventually got banned from school because of you play for keeps on the Pogs. But that's an activity I remember doing, so I'm taking Pogs.
I remember having a closet absolutely full of Pogs and never playing the game. It was just collecting them all.
And then I will go with another game activity. I will go with Capture the Flag.
Oh, dang it!
It was between Foursquare and Capture the Flag for me.
So Pogs and Capture the Flag, which
Strong
means
finish. Very strong finish.
Tag, kickball, Pogs, Capture the Flag.
I am in a bad place then, because that was the
Taking
last,
Playground again.
That was I will in fact take Playground. That is correct.
Playing in the sand. You can take Playing in the Sand, Jason. Don't worry about it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you'll let me take that one because people don't want it. But Playground, playing on the playground, I can't have. No, I was definitely going to take that as a great game. I was worried I wasn't going to be allowed to take it because it's basically tag as well. Freeze tag usually.
It's different though.
No, I know. I was going to make that argument.
You should
Great
take
game.
TV tag.
The two things that I really want to take. Yeah, can I take other?
Freeze tag and TV tag.
I will take shadow tag. No, the other things that come to mind that I really genuinely want to take are monkey bars and swings. But again, these are activities, and some arbitrary person said, I build.
Just keep pushing up against the.
It's really
Who
not
are you calling
difficult.
arbitrary?
Oh, Albert coming in hot.
That's fire. That's fire. All right. Got to come up with a game here.
Just keep. You don't know what to pick.
All right.
You don't know what to do.
So I'm going to take this one because
Because you can't think of anything else.
because I can't think of a bunch of other things, and I love the game, and I played it a lot. There are two names for it, and I've just recently realized that because I only knew one.
I'm trying
name.
to learn them both right now.
No. I am trying to look up the other one because I'd never heard until like 2 days ago. I'd never heard of the other version.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think.
Yeah, Knockout.
Yeah.
is the game that I know
For basketball.
Really?
for basketball. Yes.
Wait,
what
we grew up in the same. It's Bump Out.
Well, sure, Bump Out and Knockout, but there was another one. It was like light speed or something like.
So you're taking a variation of one of your other picks.
Yes, which I don't like.
But they're very different.
But they are
Like,
totally different games.
I would not go play basketball.
But you
at
play
recess,
Bump Out.
because I'm a terrible basketball
People play
player.
Bump Out every morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bump Out was great.
Okay. All right.
Are you taking Knockout or are you taking Bump Out?
The exact same game.
No, but you don't get to put both titles. Al Borland?
Okay, you know what?
You got to tell me what to put in the Twitter poll.
Okay, since I apparently did not make a pick, I'm actually going to change.
Sure.
I'm going with a different variation of basketball I played far more frequently. I'm going
What
with
is happening?
I'm going with 21.
Okay.
All right.
mean 21 tips.
All right.
Tips allowed.
Okay.
Single or double?
Single or double.
Oh, you didn't
Jason's
like
double
just-
tips?
Jason's
No,
just gonna go with horse and 21 and Bump Out and Knockout for
No,
his four
the
picks.
tips, when you had to say double or single, because then
Right.
if
you
you
could
two
tip
hand-
a tipper.
well, but no, I'm saying
Yeah.
if you tipped it with two hands, they would get down to 0. Or there was different rules for how many hands you actually tipped the ball in with.
Yeah.
That's what we played.
Mike, you are up. It's your final pick: dodgeball, tetherball, Foursquare, and this is generally where you take Bump Out. Historically speaking, in drafts, mint chocolate chip goes right here.
It would be a good one to take.
You said you have a list a mile long.
I
though,
do.
So
No,
you feel like you
have the list. It's just which one of the list is the best to go with my fantastic conglomeration of like real.
I'll tell you a
recess
story
games.
about the worst recess I ever had while you think
Please
about
do.
that. The worst recess I ever had was playing tag with my friends, running around, and it had just rained. There was a lot of water and mud and things around. And I remember being in the adolescent middle age where you were conscious of girls and that type of thing. You had crushes. And I remember one kid pushing me in the middle of that, and I went flying. And I'm talking, it was right in front of the popular girls. And I went flying, and I went face down, full body in a mud puddle. And literally had that embarrassing get up, covered in mud head to toe, half crying, all the girls laughing, go to the nurse, have to get my mom to bring new clothes to school.
Ouch.
So yeah, between that and the spider, I was a real winner at recess.
All right, Mike.
All right, I have it narrowed down.
You have it narrowed down
Yes.
to
I did my best for you, Mike. I really did.
You should have it narrowed down to
I'm trying
one.
to listen to the story. I'm trying to be a good friend and active listener over here, and you want me to narrow things down. I have it narrowed down to 2.
Well, let's hear
So
them
I
both.
guess I can talk it out, yeah, because since I'm the last one. Soccer was played a lot
Sure.
I thought about it, yeah.
at recess, and the other game where
By all the European kids.
Yes.
I remember that, yeah.
it's a game that we played it because our field and our playground area was big enough.
Sure,
But
so let's hear the other one that you're going with.
The idea was hide and seek. It was very popular. You could actually play it, but I don't know if enough people were able to do that on their actual fields. Or
Yeah,
not.
hide
So
and seek is a
hypothetically,
great
which
game.
one of those 2 are you going to pick right now?
Just hypothetical. Like, it's not for real. Just which one would you pick if you were
make your pick.
doing a show?
If you're
in
doing
a hypothetical
if you're gonna
world where
close
you
out
were-
a draft on a podcast.
I'll take
Here.
soccer.
All right, he went with soccer. I thought about it. I pivoted to Pogs from soccer.
I wish I would have remembered soccer.
You would have gone all sports.
I would have.
I really thought you were going to take it.
Hey, Borland, now that we have made 12 picks,
I still think it's absolutely insane that we're talking about recess and I can't take the swings or the monkey bars or the playground.
oh,
So
that's because we did a
Brooks
recess
is over here.
That's because we did a recess games draft. That's why,
Now,
Jay.
see what I was
Yeah,
referring
what was the
to
game?
is we played the sand is lava.
Oh, you'd play that, huh?
Yeah,
That
where
would
you
have been
would-
a good game to choose.
Where you
Nice
go
one.
around the playground, and if you
But
fall off,
Any
then
big
you're out.
omissions, Brooks?
Here's why
Borland?
it is a game. Here's why it is a game.
The playground?
And the playground is a game. Here's
Okay.
why. Because you don't go on the playground and not play a game. You didn't just go on the playground and go, I'm walking upstairs and going down slides. You were with your friends.
And what game would you play?
You made a million different games. The game is I'm going to play on the playground, and you'd say the floor is lava.
I
That's
draft
the game you're playing.
The game within the game.
You would play the game
Playground.
Any
You
big
play the game of ship,
omissions?
like
Borland?
you're on a ship.
Just have a side convo over here.
Yeah, I'm just moving on. Jason's whining.
I did make a list before this, and the only one that didn't get picked is a variation of one of Jason's picks, which is 500.
I would have loved it if you had said
My kids are so into 500 right now.
if you had said you made a list and the only one not picked was playground. I would have been so happy, so happy. What'd you guys learn on the show today?
I learned that Jason treats a drive-through like the 10 items or less
Oh,
lane at the grocery store.
I learned that Al Borland is going to need a fire retardant suit because I'm coming after him.
I learned that Jason is a very vindictive drafter, and that I need to practice my passing techniques for Cracker Barrel. That's what I think.
Yes, you do.
Got to get up there. Got to get quick. Got to get that food in my belly.
Gotta get up.
Thanks for your reviews, your support,
You know what?
following the show, subscribing.
Ha!
Catch you next week.
See you later. See you later. See you later. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.